Today we're going to be discussing Mars's transit into Capricorn. I'm Ram Das Bill Sinclair, and today we're discussing Mars's move into Capricorn. Before we start, I want to invite you to like this video and subscribe to my channel so we can keep in touch. So Mars is going to be in Capricorn from March 22nd until the 5th of May. Now Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so this is the most beneficial sign for him, and he only comes to this sign every 2 years. So it's important to take advantage of this transit. So let's talk a little bit about the sign of Capricorn first, then we'll move into the characteristics of Mars, and finally we'll kind of move into what you can do to get the most out of this energy. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn acts in our chart by limiting our options. He helps to focus us in one area. And Capricorn is also the natural 10th house of the zodiac. So from Aries rising, Capricorn rules the 10th house. The 10th house is the house of what we call karma, and karma is the Sanskrit word for action. So this is just a place where we take account of all of our actions and we learn the lessons and we try to balance this all out. Saturn's main job is to make sure that we balance our debts that we owe people and the benefits we receive from people. That way we get to a zero balance, and that allows us to then begin to detach from the material world and move to a more spiritual existence. So this is the main work of Capricorn. Capricorn is also an even sign, so this is a sign where we go more internally rather than external. So it's a sign of action. You may know Mars is also the planet of action, and Mars and Saturn are great enemies. But what's interesting is when you look at how they combine Mars into Capricorn, it really brings out all of his strengths. Considering Mars' need for action, Capricorn limits his opportunities. So what it does is it tends to channel the action into more productive projects. Mars is kind of famous for starting one thing then starting something else. Capricorn helps him to focus and really make progress in those areas. The next thing is that it brings out the highest energy of Mars. And Mars' highest energy is not aggression, but it's actually defensive. So Mars is the general in the planetary cabinet. And so a great general works to defend his country and to promote a just society where everyone has a fair chance. So Capricorn helps Mars to bring out those characteristics of helping everyone, as Saturn represents the working people and everyday people. So this is a time when everyday people are going to, be getting the benefit of leadership and progress. Like I said, Capricorn really deals with the results of our actions. And so what happens is that here we begin to develop what's called judgment. We can anticipate, before we act, we think. So this leaves Mars to stop and think about his actions, to plan, and to really use his strength, which is strategy, because Saturn forces him into a moment of kind of silence. And so that way we learn to literally look before we leap. This is what often gets Mars in trouble. So this is how the energies combine to really bring out the best elements of Mars. So the other thing is that Mars represents strength, courage, and discipline. And all three of these attributes are supported with the guidance of Saturn, with his limiting effect. So Mars really likes discipline. And he has trouble doing it on his own, but think of he rules the military. So think of it as a very structured, disciplined life. And through that, Mars also learns the lessons of patience and presence and persistence from Saturn. So this encourages Mars to give his strength and to have the courage to take on tasks that are long-term and take a lot of effort over time, which is not usually Mars' strong suit. So as you can see, in our world today, with what we're facing, with this unprecedented time we find ourselves in, Mars can really bring us a lot of good in the coming days because he's going to give us the discipline to stay at home. He's going to give us the strength and courage to manage our fears. And he's also going to really let us shift our mindset from what about me to taking care of others and what is my responsibility to the general public. All of these things are going to be supported by Mars's placement in Capricorn. So the other thing I want to point out is that Mars is the natural indicator of siblings. And as we're now in a time of crisis, this is a good time to make sure that you're connecting with all of your siblings. If there are any issues there, now is the time to resolve them, because you can use Mars's strength and courage to face issues and share your feelings. The important thing is to approach your siblings, and this also goes for close friends because Mars is also related to them, with an open heart. And to realize that we all played a part. Whenever there's a disruption between two people, in many, many cases, we each have a part to play. So you may have the courage and strength to acknowledge what it is that you did on your part and let that go. That's all we can do. Then it's up to the other party. But this could be a time for healing and coming together. Again, Mars is not typically thought of as, the great negotiator, but he is the indicator of siblings and what's called the third house, which is colleagues and friends. So it's time that we really look at the bigger picture, that we make sure that we eliminate any obstacles we can so that we can all support each other in any way that's feasible that we can do it. So I want to give you a few other ideas that you might consider, like how to tune in to the Mars energy while it's so strong, because it will help you manage your fear, anxiety, all that kind of stuff, and really support your peace of mind. And the first thing is Mars rules Tuesday. So on Tuesday, you can wear red. And this is a practice that a lot of people like when they first start studying Jyotish. It's very powerful because in the morning you get up, you say, today's Tuesday, so it's Mars. So as you put on, your red shirt and, whatever it is, you can then think about, today I'm going to work to try to bring the highest attributes of the planet Mars into my life. I'm going to avoid conflict. I'm remembering that he is actually, the goal of the higher Mars is to purify our weaknesses within us. And again, so he's more defensive than aggressive. When Mars turns aggressive, it's the lower vibration. That vibration is not being enhanced so much because he is in his exalted sign during this next time period up through May 5th. The other thing you could do is you can donate to charities that support Mars-type people. So this could be military families, this could be policemen, this could be firemen. These are all types of careers that are, indicative of Mars. And you think about those people, they really keep the peace. That's what they're doing, is they capture people that are doing wrong, but they're really about keeping the peace and maintaining order and civility, which helps us all to function better. The other thing I would say is while we have to keep physical distance because we want to stop the spread of this virus, it's also very important to maintain some physical exercise every day. So if you live in a secluded area or you live in a suburban neighborhood where there's not a lot of people out, go out every day and just get some exercise. Get your heart rate up a little bit. That will help Mars to feel much better, and it will give you some activity because he is the planet of action, and he's in a kind of a more cerebral sign now, but it is the house of karma. So everything you do could have double benefit when you do it with the right implications and the right intentions this month. The other thing is that I would say Mars, I said, likes discipline. So a lot of us, our daily routines are out the window. We have no idea. We used to get up, go to work, go to the grocery store, come home, watch TV, like whatever your daily routine was. Likely that's been upended because most of us didn't stay home all day. But still, this is a great time to set up a daily routine that can really support you through this time on all levels. A lot of the yoga teachers are putting some great stuff out about how to do a daily routine. Mars likes discipline. He likes structure. He does well with that. So set up something that you can do. Maybe you get up and first thing in the morning, do a little yoga asana, do pranayama, breathing, which supports the prana and supports our immune system. Do some meditation, some quiet time. The point of that is really to connect to your higher mind where you're calm. And in doing so, you'll start to experience a sense of joy within your body. This also helps your immune system. And then do some devotional act. If it's chanting, if it's mantra, if it's writing, if it's doing something, if it's calling a good friend and just, offering to be there for them, to give emotional support. Bhakti or devotion also really helps you to bear this, what we're going through. I don't even know how to talk about it. This state the whole world is in right now. It's a good time. The Swami Sita just watched a video of hers, and she said, the yogic lifestyle is simple living and high thinking. So just take that as perhaps a goal for while we're, at home, doing our best to stop the virus and not spread it. Keep your life simple. Keep your food simple. But take time to really do the high thinking. Read a book and really give yourself a break from the bad news that's happening all the time. You want to stay informed, but you also have to realize that too much anxiety just makes you more at risk and makes you more irritable. It'll also make the time pass easier if you're doing something. Connect with joy and connect, with a sense of accomplishment. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please leave me comments if you have questions. I'll be continuing to post, and I hope that you and your family are well. Namaste. All the blessings.